Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I'm talking about opportunities. Now, if you are one of these fortunate people that no longer have to go to work and you can stay home and spend time with the family, well, you got a different types of opportunities that you've got. And now, if you're staying home and you have kids, wow, is this an opportunity? Homeschooling. I'll tell you, what I've seen in homeschooling, and now I wish I would have done homeschooling with our kids. I thought, well, my wife and I were not as smart as the teaching system is, and my kids were public schooled. I was public schooled. Now, my wife wasn't. She was in private schools, but she was from Central America. And now she was really, really smart. But I say I wasn't all that smart, so I didn't realize how smart she was. You would think, well, she could speak Spanish. She was born and raised in Guatemala, so she speaks Spanish. She was all Chinese. She could speak Chinese. She went to a German school, so she could speak German. And then we got together. She had to learn English. So you would think I'd been smart enough to figure out, man, she's got to be a little bit smart if she can figure all that stuff out. Well, that tells you I had way too much public schooling. And but the thing is, now is the time. Now I've watched one of my kids homeschools their kids, and what I've learned, the homeschooling is really a big deal, and they do the schooling part itself. Now, what is the schooling? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. When you learn those, when you learn those, now you're open to the science. You're open to business. You're open for learning. Your mind is open once you can read, write, and you do arithmetic. And this is something that the public schools, they don't push that kind of stuff. Why? They don't want you learning. They want you to do certain things. That's what the school is set up for. And like I say, the homeschooling, I've noticed they do. They take, well, for one thing, it's 4 hours a day. They only do 4 hours of reading, writing, and arithmetic, and the rest of the day, they're doing things, they're learning things, and it's just amazing. Even their social skills, they learn how to be sociable. They don't just play on their electronic stuff all the time. They've learned how to socialize face to face. So the homeschooling is a big thing, and I wish I was smarter, and I would have realized that when my kids were younger. And another thing you can do if you're stuck home and you're thinking, man, I don't have nothing to do and all this stuff. Do you know how to garden? If you know how to garden, do some gardening. If you don't know how to do any gardening, now's a good time to learn. This is spring. I mean, this is what the end of March, 2020, and now's the time you can do the gardening and start getting it ready and start doing your stuff, and you can learn stuff. And it doesn't matter if you're going to do plants or if you're going to do veggies. It doesn't make any difference. You can do it. You don't need a garden plot. You can use a pot, 5-gallon bucket, you know what I mean, and do your gardening. Just learn how to garden. I mean, it's not that complicated, and so you can learn how to do that kind of stuff. And let me see, I got a whole list of all kinds of cool stuff. And I say, with this time that you have, now's a good time to learn skills. We talked about the gardening, but there's all kinds of hobbies you can get yourself into. And none of this is expensive. And there's people. Remember, I asked about, oh, look at all the toys around it you have, and what are you going to do with them? And like that. Okay, now maybe there's a neighbor or a friend or somebody that does some kind of something, and like welding, and okay, you want to let me learn how to weld. Well, just go get some metal and start welding, and learn how to do it. Have your friend show you the basics on it, and then start doing your welding. And it doesn't have to be welding, it can be anything. I say sewing, just because now I have some of my clothes that are have been made for me. I don't sew, but I use some particular situations. I use special clothing, and it's designed for my needs. And so it's a good thing to learn different skills. And and like I say, especially if you're in the city, you that's a good time to learn some of yours. Not so much surviving in the city, because surviving in the city, you probably already know how to do that because somebody does everything for you when you're in the city. When you're being self-reliant, you have to do everything for yourself. So maybe you want to start learning some of these things that you should be learning, and because you're going to be needing to know this stuff if you want to be self-reliant. Now, if you want to be reliant on the system, and well, I guess that's why you're home doing nothing. You're reliant on the system. So, but you don't have to be, but you have to learn how to do things for yourself. But anyway, just want to talk about that. Like I said, there's going to be more videos on this, on looking for opportunities and doing something with them. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.